Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have an EU Grand Campaign event for you. The first one is Piper Farm, followed up by Roulette Lane with the sides flip. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you want to get live stream of events, advertise your regiment, or get raw gameplay events with no commentary UI, you can check out the Patreon in the description. Our teams for today: on the CSA side, round 1, USA round 2, you got Iron Brigade, 11th Mississippi, Hampton's Legion, 17th Michigan. And then for the USA round 1, CSA round 2, you got Colquitt's Brigade, 1st Delaware, Hood's Division, 42nd Pennsylvania, 30th Ohio, 9th Corps, and 12th Virginia. So we came in a little late here. Unfortunately, my PC did crash before we got in. So that's why we're a few minutes late. So Piper Farm, Union have kind of pushed up. They've taken this position very aggressively. CSA not really contesting it. And Union appears to be capping the point right now. Quickly looking, our server size is about a 200-man, 10-man in balance in favor of CSA. Union, though, got 10 on artillery. Union capture the point. I forgot to mention, let me pull this up. So for the first round on Piper, Colquitt's is the token holder, I think, for USA, and Hampton's Legion is the token holder for CSA for this first round. And then the second round, where the sides are flipped, the 42nd PA will be in charge of the CSA token, and Iron Brigade will be in charge of the USA token for that time. Your field reporters on the top right of your screen, you got Bus here from the 1st Delaware. And then on the top left of your screen, Lucian was doing it for us, but like I said, I crashed and I haven't been dragged back into the call yet, which is perfectly understandable because I crashed once the round was reset. So obviously when you're leading, you know, you have to deal with that. So we appreciate them both wanting to do that nonetheless. So on a map like Piper Farm, this is the most aggressive I've seen the Union be in a while. At least on the left. I've always seen Union hit the right hard, but CSA, I didn't see much before I started live streaming it, but it looks like CSA kind of just let the Union come over to this side. And in terms of the Grand Campaign, I think it's starting again today, which is why you have certain sides leading, or maybe they're just testing it out. But the Grand Campaign Discord will be in the description, as well as all the regiments participating if you'd like to join the campaign or just see what's going on. I think they're starting Season 6.
Don't bump up.
So Union kind of adjusting based off how CSA is repositioning. You got Iron Brigade, 11th Mississippi now going in. Going to use the stone wall to their advantage. 12th Virginia kind of sitting here. And Iron Brigade's taking shots. 12th VA getting pushed back on this side. You have FSB and HL kind of hitting hard on this side, where you have HD and the 1st Delaware. The rest of the CSA seems to be pushing. Iron Brigade still holding back. Union, some of them pushing forward, some of them sitting back, getting loads. Tickets heavily in Union's favor. You got the 42nd PA pushing up on the right. And now it looks like Iron Brigade's pushing in themselves. Union starting to go down in tickets. And looks like CSA is going to successfully be able to push them out. You got Lucian going that way. But as we can see, it's really weird. So the morale stages, you got the blue and red bars for each side showing how many tickets they have. At the beginning of a morale stage, it's like that bar doesn't go down at all. And then towards the middle and end of it, it exponentially goes down. So CSA winning. I see 3 down. Maybe all the Union flags are... Nope, that's a CSA one. So Union maybe has all 4 flags down. They should get this one. Tyndall from the 42nd, the man himself. So Confederates hold. They're going to reform and probably retake the point, which means that they will go up to the percentage of tickets that the Union is at.
I'm annoyed. Piper Farm would be great for skirms.
Yeah.
So good retake by the CSA. A really great play on the Union's part. That's what you want as an attacker. I mean, we're not even 5 minutes into this, and you've knocked your opponent down almost a whole morale stage. It's very impressive. I wish we could have seen them approach, because it really looks like the CSA just let them take that spot. And for the most part, it seems they're returning to their original positions. You got Iron Brigade pushing back up to this side, the stone wall. You got HL going further back. And then 11th Mississippi and 12th Virginia. Looks like they're pushing over to these rocks. But the CSA holding the far left. Who is here? FSB. Looks like they're making that way. But, I mean, CSA returning to their original positions. We'll see what Union does. They're splitting up into two groups. One going right and then one going left. And then we have Lucian's view on the top of the screen. He was able to get us in. We appreciate him doing that. So this will be exciting. Another cool little thing we got cooking here is we can switch. So you just heard that volley on screen, but you could see the first person view from Lucian here. And we've also got Bus's view, who is dead for some reason, even though both sides aren't really engaged. So exciting stuff. As long as my poor little laptop can endure. HD sending some guys up on the left side. Union pushing up the center. That being Colquitt's brigade.
Flags, flags, flags.
And it looks like they're going to try to recover these flags. And again, CSA, for the most part, letting them get onto the point. You got first Delaware guys here. Maybe this is why Bus died. That's probably him right there. Because they're engaging. 30th and 42nd are merged under one banner for this event. So that's why they're clumped up together. With the flag engaging the CSA, keeping them preoccupied. Union capturing the point. Oh my goodness, that sun. That's beautiful. Wow. Gotta love this game, man. The scenery is unmatched. Colquitt's brigade pushing up, using the stone wall to their advantage. FSB engaging, but heavily outnumbered. And Colquitt's falling back. Is that a CSA? Oh.
They went to the barn.
I'm so used to seeing 12th VA play CSA, and it catches me off guard, that's for sure. FSB retreating behind the little barn here as cover. More CSA starting to approach. Union capping the point. That is the 11th Mississippi and 17th Michigan, part of Midwest Brigade. Rip the officer. So, Iron Brigade taking up spots on this side with HL. HL looks to be repositioning, but that Union that was pushing up on the CSA left are now kind of shifting over this side. And Union holding the hay bales and this kind of broken straight fence here to capture point. CSA is being very cautious when it comes to this. Union's playing this very well. If they're going to defend the right this hard, might as well capture the point, stop that black timer, and bring everybody's tickets down. This is a very smart play on their part.
Oh, sir, they are moving. They are moving, sir.
And so you got Iron Brigade shifting very fast, trying to get around. I don't know where out of bounds for them is exactly. But they're going to position up on this snake fence here. And it looks like they're shooting at the 42nd, 30th guys that we saw on that far right side. Tyndall in charge there. And FSB kind of using the barn to get some pop shots. Union, though, look at him. Like, you can go inside of here. Look at that, though. I mean, you got these dudes right here of Colquitt's just right there. If they try to peek through, they're going to get destroyed. So Iron Brigade proceeding to move up even more. Getting closer to the Union position here. And it looks like CSA is starting to flank around this side. HL going to try to use this barn. They're kind of in a bad spot, though, with Union on that stone wall. But they got to push in again at some point to try to take this. During a counterattack phase, as I like to say, there's only one thing you can do during a counterattack phase, and that's be aggressive. CSA hit engage. So, obviously the CSA as the defending team, any defending team in general, you have that black timer ticking down. And while the points cap, that black timer's not ticking down and you're losing tickets. Sure, you might regain tickets after the counterattack is over if you have less percentage of tickets than the attacking team. However, you still want to be aggressive, right? So you can keep that black timer going. You want to be aggressive, retake that point. And then the other way, you got Iron Brigade pushing up here on the flank. And the other reason why you want to be aggressive is if you want to put the other team in the last stand. So the USA, who was the attackers, captured the point, so they hold the point. So now they're considered the defending team, meaning they can hit the defending team's morale stage of last stand. So obviously, those are the two reasons you want to be aggressive there. Sitting around and shooting does not help your team at all. You lose tickets, and that black timer doesn't go down. It's just overall very bad. You're going to have to charge if you wanted to retake the point, but you want to do that as quickly and as early as possible.
Fuck's sakes. Oy vey.
I don't get to sit around, but that's just me. 42nd and 30th, kind of moving around on this right side, trying to get some good flanking shots here. HL really didn't go on the other side. They kind of pulled back to this side of the barn. 11th Mississippi pulling around to this side as well.
So beautiful, my Indian girl, you're one of a kind, you'll always be mine.
Beautiful. CSA curving around the backside. My guess HL means about to fire. You also got a CSA group moving up from spawn. It's Iron Brigade Lucian leading the way going down. Iron Brigade pushing up 11th Mississippi using the wall. CSA charging around the side here. We got a view from not that one, this one, boss of it. But
Charging east, they're charging from the east.
CSA pushing up to that stone wall, using it very effectively. Iron Brigade, the rest of them now pushing in. Union hitting engage. CSA tickets don't really matter.
So you did.
And CSA again winning that charge. 42nd and 30th weren't there, and I mean that's a big difference. Numbers are about even if you consider these guys being in it. They're out of bounds temporarily right now, but they're going to turn directions and hit the remainder of these CSA guys. CSA turning FSB and 11th Mississippi, the majority of those guys. And they're going to win the day for them. Got Lucian here running around. But
Had that bayonet down always, boy.
so CSA are still not capping the point. It's going down from natural decay. So they could be trying to push the Union the last stand. I don't entirely know. Obviously, if the campaign is live, things could be at play that can make them not do things. You got 9th Corps, 20th Massachusetts more specifically, and then
I'm not
Colquitt,
reloaded.
and
Officers are retards for trying to shoot.
My ears.
I'm sorry.
He doesn't have
I
great
have the
sense.
resolve.
Could be.
Continue shooting.
you got Bus's view up here.
Oh, 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 oh,
a second. Wait until they shoot.
So it looks like they're starting to go. Ninth Corps leading that way. And CSA starting to reposition here. It's mostly HD going up. So CSA was capping. Now they're not. Starting to fall back. 11th Mississippi guys, some of them coming out. I don't know if they want to recap, but quick Iron Brigades running around the side. More CSA that way, but Union pushing up, holding the point. Union seems content with trying to hold this point. Oops. Team overlay. We love you. But Lucian's going in on the flanking side of the Union here. Union starting to take shots. Lucian looks like he's going around the side here and goes down. The CSA guys here a little scattered, but they have a lot of dudes, so they're going to get up on this side. I don't remember if they're out of bounds or not. I think they are, but they're going to get some nice flanking shots. On the rest of the field, though, Union, again, taking these positions up. It looks like they're going to hold here. 11th Mississippi engaging at a closer range. These IB guys are dealing a lot of damage. There's got to be, yeah, HLs with them as well. It makes sense. And they have pushed the Union back. I guess they're in bounds. But Union kind of congealed over, falling a little back to where some CSA already spawned. You can see where the Union artillery is off in the distance. Those can be harder shots. You don't get as much of a visual of the area, but almost halfway through the counterattack, and this is what is happening.
Yeah, Doug, I cannot put on reload.
Make sure you have full kits.
Ah!
CQB move!
CQB moving up. Boss, here comes CSA. They're going to hit in. IBHL going from behind, but Colquitz is moving up through the orchard here, getting some nice close range shots. And Union, Colquitz charging, both sides charging into each other. Union hits taking losses. Confederates a good way into taking losses, though. And again, Confederates are winning these charges pretty well.
Keep going, go, get in there, get in there.
You got bus view.
Go. You got him, you're good.
Bus going down.
Yeah, son of a bitch!
And FSB pushing through, wiping out the remainder few. And there we go again, halfway through this. CSA down a little over maybe a third of a morale stage on Union, and now they're retaking point. I mean, it's going to be very hard for CSA to try to win this game. 38 minutes on that clock with taking losses. Below taking losses is going to be very hard for CSA to win. The only way I think CSA we can win is by trying to push the Union into taking losses. Or, sorry, last stand while they're taking the point. You got Lucian getting up some shots here. I mean, he's just throwing the pistol down. I think he's got a Lamat too.
Keep giving them hell, boys.
I'm shocked he's not dead yet. Getting a kill there in the end.
Stop doing
Destroy! Get him, boys! Get that Yankee back!
And then we got Bus going down. But yeah, CSA go back up to where Union are at. I don't know. I guess they're not below taking losses. I'm sorry. That was wrong information there. I forgot they regained the amount of tickets.
Oh my Jesus!
Ow.
Holy!
Jesus Christ.
So the CSA team repositioning. They're holding more towards the center. I mean, Union could try to be aggressive, but CSA's won every charge, so it'll be interesting to see if Union can try to hold the point and actually fully cap if CSA contests them on it. Because every time CSA as a team has contested the Union, they have won in a charge. Who's going all the way over here? It's Bus with a couple other dudes. I don't know what Bus is doing. But more Union starting to go that way. First Delaware's, you got Colquitt's, you got Iron Brigade, and 17th Michigan on this side. Iron Brigade looking like they're trying to contest this move. Only First Delaware is really going over here.
Oh, don't. Okay, stay. Gentlemen, I'm about to be shot. Yep.
The end of the war.
Get on the line, boys. Get on the line. God damn it. Spread it out. Spread it out the line.
They're not shooting particularly fast or accurately, so you can knock them out.
Keep it up.
So the Union team has formed an L. First Delaware retreating back in there. Some Union sitting on the wall. We'll probably see who that is. But you got HL, FSV located up on these hay bales. HL to their left. So it looks like Union is going to be content with just trying to shoot down the CSA. You never hear Union guys singing those songs, but so CSA not defending the point, Union wanting to shoot them down. Maybe they'll charge to speed this up. We'll see. But we might be in a little lull in the battle while Union sits. We do have the 12th VA pushing forward, 28th Massachusetts 9th Corps, and HD guys. These, for a moment I thought they were artillerymen. I mean, this guy might be. Nope, he's an infantry guy. But CSA letting them up onto this side again. If Union tries to push, they got to be very careful about not capping the point. Colquitt's brigade moving this way as well. And 30th and 42nd still holding there. Is this the first? Yes, it is indeed. The first Delaware. 17th here, 11th Mississippi circling back to the other side. So Union looks like they're going to go for an assault. They could start pre-capping, but again, it's going to be a very risky game. Whether they can knock the CSA down. Colquitt's brigade running up. CSA and not really responding. They're just let the Union take their stone wall.
Not that guy.
And so we're watching what we've seen happen the past couple times. It happened again. Iron Brigade pushing up this side, but 42nd, 30th, and 1st Delaware are going to try to stop these guys. 42nd, 30th are going to engage. I don't know if 42nd and 30th are going to win this, but the biggest thing is knocking the CSA down. On the other hand, is this HL? Yep, trying to push up on that stone wall. FSB sitting on the other side of the barn as the rest of the Union team kind of pulls up here, dealing good damage. First Delaware countercharging. Wow, they actually held. I guess that makes sense when you're standing in the open, point blank, versus when you're standing on a snake fence. CSA very close to breaking. Union should start pre-capping. I don't know why pre-capping. I haven't seen that one. And Union going to charge him out, trying to push him down to breaking. 11th MS coming out very briefly. But some of these Union guys not turning around to the barn. And great shots here for these CSA guys. Union capping point. CSA still not at breaking. CSA winning this charge. Not all of Union win in though. CSA's got to avoid hitting breaking here. FSB's going through the barn. They're going to go around the side. Whether it be hit these guys behind or get to the point, I think they got to just go for the point. 11th at Mississippi charging in now. CSA winning that charge. They hit breaking. Union guys running off the point. Point still going in their favor. 12th Virginia moving in now. Point goes back in CSA's favor. If 12th Virginia was on the point, Union towards the end there, Union might have just won the game right there. But CSA held. I don't blame 12th VA for being off. You don't want to get on there too early and cap the point. However, that did happen. You do have First Delaware going across the middle of the open field, but they're just getting enveloped. So, good hold on CSA's part. But they're down on tickets, and we still have 30 minutes. So even though the Union failed to win the game right there, in my mind, this just delays the inevitable. I think Union's going to win this.
Fire at will!
But we'll see.
Flag, run.
And CSA kind of scattered here. Actually, Iron Brigade's the one moving across. They're not scattered. They're organized. Doug's going to engage Lucian. Lucian winning the duel there as the rest of the Union team pours in. So he has a Lamat. If you don't know what a Lamat is, essentially most pistols in the game have 6 shots and you can't reload. But with a Lamat, you get 9 shots. I think 8 are normal, and the 9th is or actually 9 might be normal. I know you get 1 buckshot, or I think that's what it's called. It's like a little buck and ball, a little shotgun. But rest of the CSA pouring in. IB, I get what they're doing, but poor decision. They get wiped, and they got defeated in detail, which is causing their team's tickets to go around. The rest of the CSA moving up to hit this. HL FSB moving up. Unfortunately, though, Union respawns just get up here quickly, and the game has a half a morale stage difference right now. But Union team organized here. But, I mean, that just solidifies it even more in my mind who's going to win this round. I get what Iron Brigade was trying to do. I don't know. Because the thing for CSA is at this point in the match, right, Union is just, they cap and win automatically. And so you got to push them into their final stage first. And I think they tried to be aggressive. It was a big gamble thinking you'd win, but Iron Brigade went in, got destroyed eventually as the Union started coming over. And then HL FSB went in alone with some friendly shooting from behind. And Doug's going over. And the rest of the Union, at least Colquitt's is starting to go over. And CSA, you got Lucian over here. IB moving up to respond. Only IB, though. Rest of the CSA in the distance. Pushing a little further forward. Oh, a little lag there. But some Union starting to go up the middle. CSA pushing up forward to start taking shots at these guys. Point is going in favor of Union. That's too fast to be natural decay. And some CSA moving up to steam overlay, prevent. 17 Michigan charging in on Bus and his guys here.
Yeah, get in where, bitch.
And Bus goes down. I love when we cut to the reporter and they just die. CSA on the verge of last stand. Well, a couple more casualties away. Last stand, if you don't know what that means, it's the last stage for the defending team. That means once they die in game, they can't respawn. But everyone that is dead once they hit last stand will spawn in. We'll see that in a moment. The attacker's last stage is final push, which means they get an infinite amount of tickets, but the black timer goes down to 2, 3, 4 minutes left. So they only get a limited time to try to do something and win. You know, they'll hit last stand any moment now. You do have an officer running up. Starting to cap point. They want to bait the CSA out, put them in the last stand, as they should. CSA should hit last stand any moment. I mean, CSA is just delaying the inevitable right now. Trying to outshoot Union. CSA is starting to reposition, move in. Starting to move up. You got Bus over here taking shots. CSA hit last stand. Not many respawned. But Bus going down. But CSA hit last stand. Union starting to push out on the left side. It is 12th VA engaging with 11th Mississippi. So all these CSA guys you see, once they die, they are going to die. And 12th VA winning that pretty decisively. The rest of the Union are content with sitting back and shooting. VA actually continuing with some HDIs actually. HD's actually pushing forward right now. Taking up, getting some nice shots on their side. CSA is going to have to get some crazy good shots if they want to hold this one out. Point decaying.
All your shots are bouncing off the wheel of that cannon, Buzz.
They
I
are.
hit one.
Oh, okay, nice. It was showing like a ricochet on my screen.
It was showing every. Oh. These Union guys that are pulling up there, more are moving up there. Good for them though. They're dying and skirmishing out of line, causing their team to lose a lot of tickets for deaths. But now they're pushing in as a hold open. They might hit final push, but I don't think it's going to matter. Union approaching from all fronts, and they're just going to charge in, knocking these guys out. Some holding back to cap, the rest of them moving in. And the round is pretty much over. Union still haven't hit final push. This was the best Pipers I've seen from Union in a long time. The past couple I've watched, I've seen like 2 or 3 Piper Farm matches in pubs and in person. Have gone very dramatic. Have gone dramatically in CSA's direction. The rounds have been very close indeed, but CSA's always pulled it out. But that is the round. So yeah, I mean, Union won that very decisively. What a win on their part. I mean, CSA just kind of let them cap the point. Sure, they were winning the charges, but in the end, Union dealt a huge or enough tickets to really force them down, and Union just controlled the whole game. That was very impressive to watch from a spectator standpoint. So I think CSA, if they wanted any shot, they should have tried to push them in the last stand when Union capped, because Union was considered defenders. But oh well, it is what it is. I mean, Union could have turtled in that reality that I just mentioned too. So even then, it would have been very hard for CSA to win. Very well from Union. We're gonna move on to round 2 here shortly with the sides flipped. We will see you in round number 2. All right, here we are with round number 2. Joining me is Hudson. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Second Lieutenant Hudson of 1st Maryland under the Twin Banners, part of Sussex Brigade.
So we appreciate him being here a lot to commentate. So yeah, Hudson, I know 1st Maryland Twin Banners. It's a mix between Union and CSA. What would you say you play more in War of Rights?
So in events, it seems like we get stuck on Union a lot, but for the most part, we're kind of diehard Confederate players when it comes to pub matches. So
It's oh, sorry. Start drinking water and coughing, but it seems like a perfect balance.
if you ask Zapstar, the glorious Zapstar, he would attest that we are both.
It does make sense. So, I mean, did you want to give any perspective that you would have on roulette lane for USA or CSA strategy, if you'd like?
So mainly like for roulette, I mean CSA right now is already heavily pushing top of the hill, up to the top, along with seeing some First Stellar HD getting to the top of the hill, seeing Corn Brigade getting close and personal on the corner. Pretty much two-prong on this has become standard for the Confederacy. Putting pressure on the bottom corner, putting pressure at the top, whichever one gives up first, which is, you know, the Union tends to full send on their defense to either side, and then the Confederates are just able to take the other position. This one's been meta so hard on the Confederate side that it's really hard for Union to actually pull off this defense.
Very, very much true. And because of the CSA two-pronged, Union's kind of responded. You got Iron Brigade, 17th Michigan, Hampton's Legion on the top of the hill kind of volleying, but CSA's down in that defilade. That's going to give CSA some nice cover. And then at the bottom of the hill, 11th Mississippi is holding here. 12th, or actually FSB is on the... Where's 12th Virginia? I don't know where 12th Virginia is. I lost a regiment.
Lost the whole regiment.
Lost the, I mean...
Well, I will say this. I do like this currently, seeing the Union actually back off the fence, not taking the casualties that they don't need to take. They know that the Confederates are in the defilade, kind of forcing the Confederates to come up. Unfortunately, they are volley firing, so now the Rebs are going to take effect on that, knowing that the Union does not have load. This should be nasty for the most part.
Yeah.
The Confederates have loads.
And because the Union sat back, CSA just have the snake fence now, and the Union can't really do anything about it. I mean, holy crap.
Yeah, it was nice to see the Union hold back from the fence, but the moment the Confederates were coming up, they should have slammed that fence to hold it.
Exactly.
But instead, they let the Confederates take it. Now it's just going to be a bloodbath for the Union.
Yeah, they're still sitting there and reloading and shooting.
Yeah, as you saw, the majority of their line fell once the Confederates hit. 11th Mississippi coming up on the Confederate right, Union left. But, yeah, no, Confederates are going to definitely take the position.
Wow. And
that was just an absolute slaughter of the Confederates going up to the top of the hill there.
Beautiful. Is that Union artillery team killing their own guy?
That seemed like it.
12th Virginia's on the other side. It's kind of messing with me. The sides flipped. Haven't seen an event that's done that in a while. Haven't watched all the events recently, or I guess up until recently. But Confederates still holding on the bottom.
FSB still holding the quarter. Got some Corn Brigade down here. It seems like, but shooting up the hill actually instead of towards the corner.
Union holding by their artillery.
Ooh, that was a good artillery shot onto Corn Brigade. Killed a few, knocked down a few. FSB's just picking them off on the side.
But what a start for CSA. Up by half a morale stage, not even 10 minutes into the game, almost down to engaged.
Yeah, and all these guys are spawning on the top of the hill currently on these flags are just getting cut down, are just absolutely just losing tickets for the Union right now. The flags at this point need to pull back, and the Union needs to reform.
Yeah, I mean it's so hard for Union because I mean
it is.
If
Union
Union
map
falls,
is so hard.
Right, I get your point with falling back and reforming. I agree. The Union's got to do that because they're just getting shot up. But I mean, if Union falls back with infantry, I do think CSA might charge, and then that's even more.
Oh, most definitely. They just at this point they need to just get back a little bit and reinforce the bottom of the hill. Pretty much hold the in the road stone wall at this point. Maybe wipe out Corn Brigade that's by the barn. that just got hit by Artie again. Just kind of consolidate down the bottom and force the Confederates to come down to you at a point. Use the stone wall to your advantage.
Indeed. I would agree with that. It's such a domino effect. I mean, if Union loses that snake fence or the stone wall at any point, it's a domino effect. But 42nd and Corn Brigade kind of falling back because of that artillery fire repositioning on the stone wall. And Union is taking up their stone wall and the center.
There we go. They're starting to shift down. They're starting to get the idea.
Light them up good.
Hopefully the artillery guys will hop off of artillery here, as the Confederates have already started to move into the guns with 1st Delaware and Mr. Bus.
Union's chart. Oh, they're pushing up the hill. Interesting.
Fire, fire, fire.
Iron Brigade is the rest of the CSA pushing up. I don't know why.
Oh no, no, no. Union, what are you doing?
IB did this last round towards the end too, and it caused CSA to suffer.
Yeah, sir, IB, you have just waltzed into a crossfire, and you are going to pay the price for it.
Yeah, now their whole team's pushing it as well. 42nd Corn Brigade pushing up that corner as well. Union's getting demolished.
Yeah, FSB just rolled up the fence. On their side, it's just getting shot apart by 9th Corps and HD.
I killed 3 of their officers.
Wow. And then some Union guys on the bottom. Who is it? 17th Michigan getting wiped. This is this is terrible. HL
this
for
is,
Union artillery.
Yeah, Delaware is wiping out the rest of the battery up at the top, just constantly pressing. Union officers are just coming in on the flag. Infantry's coming in on the flag, single, just getting killed. It's a lot of lack of organization, it seems like.
Jesus Christ.
They are just losing out-of-line tickets left and right here.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, at this point, you're an entire morale stage down. You got some Unions still holding the stone wall. So not everybody committed to that push up the hill, but Union definitely lost a lot of tickets for doing so.
Yep. 42nd, 30th holding in the middle of the road, trying to get some nice flanking shots. I mean, all these shots from CSA should be hits, and a lot of them are.
Did they charge us? I didn't notice.
But, I mean, at this point, Union's got a turtle. I don't know how well you can turtle on this map, but
they can a bit. Not too much, pretty much. If you see where FSB is moving up to now out of their spawn, if they can hold those rocks, prevent the Confederates going to that position, they can turtle pretty well. But yeah, at this point, the Union's got a turtle. They can't be sending forward anybody at this point. They are down an entire stage, actually more than an entire stage at this point. And yeah, the best bet for them is to try to get the Confederates to cap early, and then try to do a coordinated push. But at this point, they've lost way too many tickets on some silly mistakes.
so you can see those stone wall guys for Union pulling back down the road, kind of using these trees as cover. But CSA will most likely try to knock the Union at least to taking mosses, which they're just about to hit, before thinking of capping. But they are capping.
Yeah, and at this point, the Confederates just feel most likely that they have complete control of the battlefield. The Union has what, 3 other 4 flags down. Yeah, at this point, Confederates are just going to go ahead and most likely cap, if they do, and just let the Union come to them. They have an entire morale stage ahead that they can take whatever the Union pushes at them at this point.
On the line, boys,
But
quickly.
it seems like they might not actually cap. See, Corn Brigade actually pulling back to the Red Barn.
9th Corps charging. They're gonna put them down.
the fence. as
One
well.
left.
On the fence line, they will come from the right side. East, southeast.
Nope. Union still engaged.
Yeah, Lumber, try to be an anchor point. We run back to you, man.
Big charge. On the right side of the fence, boys. Go right.
You know, I just realized down by the road there's a cannon down here. How and why the hell is this cannon down here?
It's funny because it's pointed towards the Union too, or Union gun position, which is.
I wonder if early on they moved that cannon down in attempt to fight against what's happening now. But I don't know. On this map, once the Confederates take the position of the cannons, you got to get off cannon crew. Early game, it can be helpful, but after that, you got to get off of it.
This is their flag.
And right now, it's just going to be a distance gunfight as the Confederates try to put the Union down to taking losses, and the Union trying to not lose tickets.
Indeed. So briefly fixing the frontline reporter view on the screens. The sides flipped, but CSA's charging. Both sides go down the stage. Frontline reporter should be on their proper side since they switched, but 42nd Corn Brigade pushing up. Very aggressive with 12th VA. Both sides go down. And CSA will probably cap now. First Delaware up here as well. I mean, this will be interesting to see how Union wants to try to retake this.
I'm not sure if this is intentional cap. I don't think Corn Brigade realizes that this is still actually point.
Let's see.
Check, boys.
Yeah, I just heard them. They're calling to get off point, so this is not an intentional cap.
I don't blame them. I mean, they've got 30 minutes to shoot them down.
Do you like this positioning by Corn Brigade? Completely taking the Union potential turtle spot away from them and just putting the fire right on.
Yep.
This is just absolute Confederate control.
Falling back towards the road. Right here.
The attacking teams for both rounds. Just beautiful. Just complete control of what's happening on the field. So whoever, the USA on round 1, who are now CSA round 2, just repeating what they did last round, but on a different map. Union starting to try to turtle a little more, but it's interesting, right? 11th Mississippi kind of turtling back, HL as well. But then some of the Union are pulling up to the road. These ID guys. They're pushing very far forward, and then FSB is
It's actually amusing to watch right now. If you come to like Union spawn and observe this, it's looking eastward. It's almost like you're watching a reverse Bloody Lane right now.
That's actually kind of true. I love when the Union just sits back and shoots on Bloody Lane. Praise be.
Pull back behind the fence. Find some cover.
Yeah, by all the units on the Confederate side, very well played. You know, take the positions early on, even though the Union was playing smart to start, staying off that fence. You know, not taking the casualties that they don't need. When the Confederates pushed up, they had to meet them on the fence, and they didn't. They just stood there and died, unfortunately, and continue to do so, losing a lot of tickets. And they are now paying the price for that.
It's like they were shocked they charged up. They were frozen.
Yeah. They just stood there in a line and took all the fire. And this is not a map for that.
So Union almost halfway through taking losses here. and it's only been about 2.5 minutes. Granted, Union's pulled back a lot further, but I mean, this is really delaying the inevitable in my mind.
Oh, most definitely. But unfortunately, there's not much that you can do. If they try to attack any position, they are just going to cut down, losing any more teams. This is, unfortunately, their best bet. Especially since the Confederates are not capping the point. And Confederates are doing that entirely on purpose to force the Union to do something and to take this fight.
All right. 42nd PA going up and over, and then volleying and running back. I think it's out of bounds, so I like it. They have tickets around. I don't know. How far can Union go down? Probably not that far. Probably not that far. Wow.
Yeah, no, I doubt the Union can go much further to the northwest. But yeah, the Confederates that are here on this fence, snake fence over here, are definitely right on the boundary of their out of bounds.
Union now halfway to breaking. We'll see when they
That happens, Perkins.
start to push forward. IB is kind of shifting to the far right side.
Bus is taking his boys to the Confederate far right and far left and trying to extend the line, just trying to keep up the crossfire in all seriousness. Taking his boys out for a volley. Fire and pull back, that's the name of the game. Drop the flag on that one.
The Iron Brigade pulling up on that right side.
Fuck, I have no bait.
At the ready, boys.
Yeah, Iron Brigade going up the hill, and they're going to meet an entire Confederate line that is on top of that hill.
Let's see how well this volley goes. Oh.
A few kills, but most of those went high.
Very high. I mean, most
That
of the
kind of
time-
range, got to aim at their nuts.
Yep. Maybe even lower because they're downhill too.
Yeah,
But
Iron Brigade doing a volley as well.
Them jabs, I see
oh,
them so
they're pulling back.
Nope, they're pulling back.
There
You
you go.
didn't move with your officer, and you got killed.
Punch up. Come on. Let us space.
This is the kind of bloody line I wish I would see. Oh, fucking rolling volleys, exchange fire between the fence line. Oh, Iron Brigade shifting north to the road.
I mean, Union's
This is interesting. I wonder if they're trying to put pressure over here on Corn Brigade. But Corn Brigade noticing that they're getting pushed and adjusted.
42nd there as well, doing the same. More Unions starting to push up this way. I think they're getting to a point where they're almost at break, and they're like, all right, we got to get in this and make sure they can't just cap automatically. CSA starting to pre-cap. I don't think on purpose, though, because for some reason you can cap the point on that side of the fence. Union just gunning it straight for the point.
Weird. They're literally just running into a crossfire right now.
I
I
mean,
get that they're getting on point, but
I think it's the only thing they can do to prevent the CSA from capping right away.
huge volley coming down from CQB.
Up and on.
I think Union made through with maybe a third of their team.
Yeah, some of those Union guys still sitting back, shooting at the 42nd Corn Brigade, and Union's charging 11th Mississippi going up the hill against 12th PA.
Break, reload, bayonet.
Union hit breaking, but they have capped the point, or at least they're capping it. CSA going down from top of the hill. 11th Mississippi winning that charge, but CQB charging into IBs and FSB's back.
There's a friendly in front of us. Friendlies.
Yeah, and FSB and IB are gonna get murked here.
And they're turning around, going for the point where the rest of the Union team is at. Point going in CSA's favor as Union's kind of spreading out. Yeah, Union going up the hill as well, going off point.
Union is all over the place right now. And this is pretty much just turned into a Confederate sweep. Just sweeping out any last remaining Union and capture the point.
Union spawn's starting to get in, but yeah. I mean, they're not going to have loads or bayonets, most likely. Union coming down from top of the hill, so spread out.
Yeah, doubtful that that push by the Union was intended to break or take anything. Just seems like they might be doing it for the fun for the guys. Union is still just continuously charging. Unfortunately, with so much time on the clock or anything like that, they're just losing tickets. They're gonna hit last stand any second now. And Confederates are capping.
As it is on roulette, if Union loses that snake fence or the stone wall at any point in the round, it's very hard for Union to come back and win that game. You gotta play very smart as Union. They were, but they did not react well once CSA charged.
There's last stand, and there's the end of the game.
Hudson, any more thoughts for this round?
Just a decisive Confederate win. They put pressure, kept up the pressure, pushed the Union off everywhere, and forced them all the way back in their spawn and controlled the battlefield the entire time.
Yeah, for sure. Very impressive from the this CSA team this round, and even when they were USA the previous round, they attacked and they did what they wanted, and the defending team just had no answer at any point. So, very impressive 2-0 from this side tonight. But yeah, thank you, Grand Campaign, for letting me broadcast. If you want to check out any of the regiments in this video, they'll be in the description. Also in the descriptions, the Patreon, merch, and Discord if you want to support us or join any of those. At the Patreon, you can get live stream of events. You can also advertise your regiment and get raw gameplay footage of events with no commentary and UI. But nonetheless, we appreciate you being here. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good one.